Hello everyone and welcome back to Rags to Riches. In the last episode, we finally finished up with all of our harvesting for the year, and that was a lot of harvesting. I think that was like basically 3 episodes of basically nothing but harvesting to get everything done, but we are done for the year now. At least for the harvesting, we do still have some bales to pick up. So we have straw bales in this field right over there, and then we have silage bales in the meadow over there, and then we still have hay bales over in our main grass field. I believe that field still needs to be fertilized as well. But other than that, we were basically just gonna kind of clean up the yard and get ready for winter here. So yeah, as you can see, we kind of have equipment all over the place. So I want to kind of clean up and organize things a little bit, get everything washed up and repaired and parked. We're probably gonna buy a couple new sheds in this episode, just because we kind of have run out of space for all the equipment we have at the moment. So yeah, probably gonna do that. I actually installed quite a few different like modded sheds. I don't usually run too many mods in this series, but I figured sheds are something that is pretty reasonable to have for a mod because, I mean, in real life, you would be able to basically build sheds and storage buildings in pretty much in any configuration you could think of, really, if you wanted to. So, but yeah, I wasn't really happy with a lot of the shed options in the stock game there, so I did install a bunch of modded ones. I still haven't 100% decided which ones I'm going to use, but we'll come to that a little bit later. Because I think the bales are the first thing we're going to deal with. So I just wanted to check on our bale shed here. So our capacity is 250 bales in the shed, and we are currently at 171. So we have a little bit of room. What is that? About 80 bales that we have room for still. So yeah, not doing too bad. I think it's going to be close to how many bales we have left to put in there. So I think I'm going to do the hay and the silage first. And then we'll worry about straw at the end. If we still have room, we'll throw it in here. If not, we might just sell it. We could probably throw a little bit into our cow barn here as well. But yeah, if we don't have room, we'll probably just end up selling the extra straw because I believe we still have quite a bit. Oh yeah, we still have 65 square bales and 19 round bales of straw. So yeah, we have lots. So I might just sell all the straw anyway. Just because we only really use like maybe 1 bale or so per month to make TMR, and then a little bit more for bedding for these cows. So yeah, we have lots more than we need, I believe. So yeah, I'll probably just end up selling all of the straw. But yeah, we do have quite a few silage and hay bales that need to go into the barn. So I'm just going to find a tractor, I guess. So this Vulture should work just fine here. So I'll drop off this windrower, and yeah, as you can see, a lot of hay bales over here we need to pick up. But our bale wagon thing is still down at the yard there, so I will just go pick that up, get hooked up to that, and then I will come back over here and yeah, we'll get all of these bales picked up and put into our shed. Okay, well, we got all those bales stacked up and put into our shed here. We ended up filling it up. It was pretty close, but we ended up with 2 extra. Yeah, it almost worked out perfectly, but that's all right. We'll just use these 2 up in our next load of TMR, and then that should get rid of those. And then, yeah, we will have lots of bales left to continue to make TMR throughout the winter. And it looks like we're going to have quite a bit of silage as well, because we already have 51 silage bales, and then we have another, looks like 40 grass bales as well that are going to turn into silage next month. So yeah, we've got about 90 silage bales, so that should be plenty to get us through the winter, and we should still have a little bit left over to sell in the spring as well. But yeah, I went and sold those straw bales because there was no way those were going to fit in there. So that wasn't a ton of money, but I think we got like 13 grand or something or so for it, so not too bad. But yeah, it's better than nothing because, yeah, as you can see, we already have a ton of straw bales and bales in general, so we would have had to stack those somewhere outside, or at least most of them. We could have fit quite a few into the barn, I think, but we would have had to mostly stack them. But yeah, anyway, got all those bales done and got that little bit of straw sold because we weren't really going to need it because we have quite a bit of straw already. But there was one other thing I actually meant to show you guys before I started that, but I kind of forgot about it. Because that actually would have been helpful using that bale wagon, because it kind of runs into the same problem that cedar does that I was complaining about with the turning radius, just because of the interference with the hitch there. Because it is not a drawbar hitch, but just coming down to the store here because I actually found a mod that fixes that problem. So if we just jump into our store page here, and I can't remember what category it was under now. Miscellaneous maybe? I think this was it. Yeah, this thing right here. So this is a mod that I found, but it is the Kockerling, so it is basically designed for that exact cedar. So I don't know if a modder saw my video or somebody else just had the same problem, but yeah, it's basically just a like an adapter piece that goes from a 3-point hitch and goes to the pin hitch there, which just offsets the hitch point back behind your tires a little bit, which improves the turning radius quite a bit. So yeah, I think we might as well just keep it blue to match the color of our cedar, because that's the main thing that we're going to be using it for. But I think it's actually going to come in handy for multiple things. So I might end up buying multiple of these just to be able to leave them attached to that piece of machinery, or like the various pieces of machinery that we're going to use it for. But I'm just going to try it, or just to buy one right now, just to kind of try it out, make sure it's going to work for us. So yeah, we'll grab that guy. And we should just be able to hook it right to the 3-point hitch here. So we will just back up to it there. Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's all it is. Just kind of hooks onto there and moves that hitch point back, because normally it would be kind of tucked in between the wheels there, so that moves it out quite a ways. So we will just go hook up to the cedar here and see how much better it is. Okay, so I detached the adapter piece there. You can see it just sitting there, just because I wanted to show you what it was like before. If you happen to miss it, this is the cedar I was talking about. And yeah, if we zoom in here, you can see like where that hitch point is kind of right between the wheels. So as soon as you start to turn, like you can only get to there before it contacts, and then it won't turn any sharper than that, which is pretty terrible turning radius. And you can see like if I hit the gas, it just kind of continues to kind of push me forward. Like it just kind of creates like an understeer situation. No matter how sharp I turn, it kind of pushes me way out. And yeah, it's just really tough to turn around at the end of the rows when that's as much turning radius as you get. So to kind of show you the difference here, we will just detach that guy and we'll throw this adapter piece back on. And then we will hook back up to the cedar. And now you can see how much further back that hitch point is. And now we can turn way sharper. Like we can actually kind of get it to where we're basically at a 90-degree angle from the implement. So we can turn in a much tighter radius. Like you can kind of see the tire tracks over there from where the radius was before and how much tighter it is now. So that is going to make a huge difference. So Yeah, really glad I looked for that and found that mod. I wish I would have looked for that before buying that other seeder, because then I might have just continued to use this one, but that's all right. That other seeder is pretty good too. I'm pretty happy with it for now. It is quite a bit wider than this one, so yeah, I'm just going to leave this one here again, and yeah, we can switch our implements there, I believe, so we can detach it from there, and then yeah, that hitch is just going to stay attached to that seeder, so we can kind of keep track of it, because yeah, I don't think I'm ever really going to use that seeder without that, so we'll leave it there. If we do need it for something else, I could always come grab it off of there, but for how cheap they are, like it's only 1,500 bucks, so I might just buy multiples for any type of machinery that we might need it for. Because yeah, I remembered once I started going with those bales there, that bale wagon there kind of suffers from the same issue. It's not as bad as that seeder, but it does kind of run into interference with the tires there, and it can't turn quite as sharp as I would like. So I think that adapter would work great for that bale wagon as well. And I can't remember, I think actually even that slurry container over there kind of runs into the same issue. So there's a few different things that it would actually work pretty well with, I think. So I'm not going to worry about buying a whole bunch of them right now, but we'll kind of go like as we need them, or as I run into things that I'm kind of hitting a limit with the turning radius. I might just buy a new adapter and eventually get a new adapter on any piece of equipment that doesn't quite turn properly. If it's an implement that connects directly to the drawbar, it's usually fine because it puts it far enough behind the wheels that it's not going to run into interference. But yeah, with that ball hitch or pin hitch kind of right between the inside of the wheels there, it runs into quite a bit of interference. So yeah, thank you a ton to whoever made that mod. I probably should have looked at the name before starting this so I could shout them out, but yeah, it should be pretty easy to find if you look at the mods there. I can't remember if I found it in the official mods or not, but I imagine that is something that would be available for console as well. So yeah, have a look for that. But yeah, anyway, we don't have a whole lot of other things to do this month other than kind of just cleaning things up. But one of the other fieldwork tasks we do still have to do is fertilize our grass field one more time after the harvest there. So I will just get this thing topped up with fertilizer and head over there and do a quick fertilization of that field. Okay, well, we got that fertilized, so I think that is basically all the field work that we need to do for this this year, I think. Unless I'm forgetting about something, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all we got to do. So I guess it is time to kind of go around and kind of do our fall cleanup. So we have equipment everywhere. Things are probably, a lot of things need to be repaired. A lot of things need to be washed as well. So yeah, I'm probably going to go through and kind of cycle through and try to get everything put away here. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, I think I am going to add a new shed because I do want a shed to put our olive stuff away. It's just kind of sitting out in the open here right now. So I would like to be able to put that into a shed over the winter, especially since we still have olives in both of these trailers. So I'd like to get those indoors if we could. So yeah, I think I'm going to put some kind of a shed or garage over there. And like I said, I did install a bunch of mods for various different sheds. So you might not recognize all of these. I was kind of looking at some of these ones in like this kind of $60,000 to $80,000 price range. There's some pretty good ones in here. I think I might do an enclosed one for this barn. I know our kind of other ones that we have over here are kind of these open pole style, but that was mainly because those ones were super cheap, and I was trying to save money at the time. They're also a little bit less annoying to kind of drive through because especially like the way the camera kind of behaves as you're going through structures can be a little bit annoying. So yeah, those tend to be a little bit easier, but I'm thinking the shed over here is going to be one that we don't necessarily use quite as much. We'll probably store some of our lesser used equipment over here. So I'm thinking something that's kind of nice and enclosed. And maybe we could throw some of our more expensive machinery in here too. Like if we have one of these big garages, maybe we throw our combines in there or something over the winter. So we have quite a few different options here. Some of these can be customized with colors. A lot of them can add solar panels as well, but I'm not going to do that because I do have a rule in this challenge against using any kind of generator type thing. So this is a pretty cool shop right here. It's got like the 3 big drive-through doors and then another set of doors on the backside here as well. I did look at this one in my test game as well, and it also has shelving inside in this little back section, so you could store like pallets and stuff in there. I don't know how much I'm really going to use that feature, but a few of these different sheds have like pallet storage in them as well. But yeah, there are some pretty nice ones here. But I kind of like the drive-through idea, especially like if we're going to put combines there with those headers, because they are like dolly wheel trailers on those headers, so they can be a little bit difficult to maneuver sometimes. So I think I might actually go with this one. It's pretty big. It's going to take up quite a bit of room on this land here, but that's fine. We don't really have much else to do with this little corner here. We are going to put another wood chip storage shed somewhere down here, I believe, for our poplar field. But we don't, or definitely don't need the whole lot dedicated to that. So I think we're gonna put a shed over here. I think it's a little bit too far out of the way to put any animals over here, just because I would like to try to keep the animals more closer to the main yard to make them a little bit easier to deal with. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a good spot for a nice big shed for some of our lesser used equipment because it is a little bit more out of the way. But it's also a really convenient spot to store any of our olive harvesting stuff. As well as all of our poplar equipment as well, because we do have that like silage cutter thing and the tree planter and stuff that we could store over in this area as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to kind of put it up on this hill somewhere because I'm going to make sure I leave this area open to put that wood chip storage shed in. So I'm probably going to try to maybe line it up between these telephone poles or these power poles or whatever they are. And we'll probably kind of follow the angle of the road, but maybe set it back a little bit to make it a little bit easier to turn in there. Of course, we're kind of going to butt up against that creek in the back corner there. I guess the other thing we could do is kind of angle it this way. It kind of follow the angle of that creek and then have kind of more of a yard area out the front. But then I guess that back entrance is kind of a little bit less convenient. So yeah, I'm thinking doing it more along the angle of the road. And we'll maybe put it back here because it is slightly flatter up on this side. I don't want to put it too far over here just because that's kind of right in that slope, and that's going to kind of make one or both entrances kind of annoying to get to. But if we can get it far enough back up on this hill, it's a little bit flatter still. So it should be a little bit easier to access, and then we'll kind of build a road that goes up to the front of it, or to both entrances there, and then kind of circles around to where that wood chip storage shed is going to be as well. But I'm just realizing I haven't saved this in a little while, so I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to place that building just in case something goes wrong. I can reload that save. It's been pretty good. I've gotten a lot better with that landscaping tool than when I started, I think. So I can I'm getting better at fixing stuff now, but it still can be a little bit annoying. So you got to be a little bit careful where you place things. Especially when there's a lot of slope on the terrain like that. The landscaping, or like the automatic landscaping, can kind of sometimes do some weird things. I want to kind of get it to the left as much as possible to avoid too much of the slope, but I also want to have it set back from the road a little bit just to make sure it's easy enough to kind of turn in and out of there. So I'm thinking, what if we go right there? So if we look at this side, so yeah, there's a little bit of a slope coming out of there, but I think we can kind of terraform that to make that pretty easy. And then yeah, this side's pretty good. Pretty flat to go into there. We do have a little man door on this side, but Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So let's grab this smoothing tool here, and I'm just gonna, okay, that's gonna lower that ground quite a bit. So I think I'm actually gonna have to go with this raise and lower tool, and we're gonna have to raise up the front of this a little bit first. And I might have to move this equipment out of the way to do this properly, but we'll see if we can get away without it. So yeah, it's a little bit too steep of a drop off there for my liking, so we're just going to raise up the ground in front of here a little bit first. Don't know how that's going to work with the wheels there. Hopefully these don't get like stuck in the ground or something. But I'm going to raise up the ground probably a little bit higher than where we actually want it, because the smoothing tool does tend to kind of bring things down more. So yeah, hopefully that isn't going to cause issues. I really should have moved that stuff first, but yeah, we'll get it raised up a little bit, and then we'll come back in and do some gentle smoothing to kind of bring that back down to that level. And then hopefully that's a bit of an easier transition there to get out of that door. This one should be fine for now, I think, but let's paint some gravel in as well. Yeah, so we're definitely going to want some gravel in front of this door coming out to the road. And it looks like there is some weird stuff with the terrain going on these edges as well, so I'm going to have to come in and smooth those out as well. So I think we actually might as well just put gravel across this whole front here. This will be kind of a convenient place to park as well. And then, yeah, we'll go gravel in front of this door as well, maybe to the edge of the shop. And then, yeah, we are probably going to make somewhat of a driveway through here. If the wood chip storage shed is going to go down here somewhere, we want to be able to kind of drive all the way around it, because you kind of dump the wood chips in one end and pick them up on the other end. So we kind of need to access two sides of it. So I think I'm just going to make all of this gravel. We'll just have a nice kind of gravel apron all the way around, or well, on two sides of this shed anyway, since there's only entrances on two sides. So that's probably good for now, and then we will figure out the rest of what we want to do for a road or for a gravel area once we actually get the I'm having a hard time saying that today, the wood chip storage shed. But we have a little bit of time before we need to worry about that, because you can see our poplar is still fairly young. So as long as we get that in before the poplar matures, we should be fine. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna smooth this area out a little bit more. We'll get rid of those weird humps in front of that door, and probably might as well go around the whole thing here as well. Just in case it did anything weird back here, we'll make sure it's all smoothed out. And yeah, that looks pretty good to me. There's still a bit of a slope coming off of that door, but I think that should be fine, and we can always come back and adjust that a little bit later, because I don't think that's going to be a big issue. So yeah, let's hop over there and take a look at it in person. Okay, so as soon as I switched to this guy, it did kind of hop up to the top of the land there. So that is good. These ones might not do it until I hooked up to them, although it's going to be a little bit of a pain to get into this one because it's kind of facing the wrong way, but we'll deal with that later. So yeah, let's open this thing up here. So we got a nice big entrance here, which I'm pretty sure I can fit a combine in if I like fold it up. Hopefully anyway. I didn't actually test that, but it looks tall enough to me. So let's open this door as well, just to get a good look. So yeah, we have a ton of open space in here. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit both combines and the other stuff in here, but I guess there's not that much that I want to fit in here. So yeah, let's jump in this olive harvester here. Actually, yeah, it does need to be refueled. It needs to be repaired and everything as well. So I think I'm going to take it down to the yard and yeah, refuel it, repair it, and wash it down, and then we'll bring it back over here and park it. And yeah, I'm probably going to do that with all of the stuff that I want to put in there. There's a few different things that we can kind of store in there for the winter. And I mean, this isn't the most efficient way to go about everything. I mean, what I really should do is get one of the mods that has like a mobile repair station, or I think I saw like a service truck mod at one point, where it's just like a pickup truck basically that has like tools, and I think it acted as a fuel truck as well. So you basically just had a pickup truck you could drive around to each vehicle and refuel it and repair it. And if I if I remember right, that one might have even had a pressure washer as well. So that's actually probably something I should look into. That would be pretty nice to have a nice little pickup truck, service truck that I could drive around and deal with each piece of equipment where it is, instead of having to ferry everything back down to the shop to kind of repair it and everything. Because this does take a while, especially since some of the equipment is not very quick. But yeah, we will repair this guy, 465, not too bad. We're not going to bother repainting anything because that's really only worth it if you're about to resell it. So yeah, we will wash it down and refuel it, and then yeah, we'll go park it, and then probably do the same. I think I'm going to try to get the combines in there, maybe some other stuff. I haven't quite decided yet. Here we can get rid of this hose or this pressure washer for a second, but I am thinking I eventually might replace this shed as well with a more enclosed one, just because I kind of like being able to actually park it inside instead of just having it kind of a roof over it, which I mean it would help somewhat, I guess, but I mean it's definitely not as nice as having like an actual enclosed building that you can go inside. So I might end up replacing both of these with better sheds at some point, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. For now, I mean, we don't really have enough money to be placing a bunch of sheds. We do need to sell some more products here again soon, but yeah, I think we're going to upgrade our sheds eventually, but not quite yet. So for now, I think I'm just going to get everything repaired and washed and refueled and put away for the winter in the sheds that we do have. Try and organize everything as best I can, and then yeah, then I can kind of take stock of kind of everything we have and what I kind of need to do. And then that will kind of help me make a decision on what we should do for shed upgrades as well. So yeah, for this winter, I think we'll probably just stick with kind of the sheds that we have plus that new one. So yeah, I think I'm just going to spend the next little bit kind of getting everything done up and put away. Oh, and it looks like that was pretty low. I think we're about to run out of diesel here, so I should actually go in here. Oh yeah, we've only got under 600 liters left, so we might as well refill this. That's another 7,300 bucks to buy 4,400 liters of diesel, but might as well, because I think we have quite a few things that need to be refueled here, so we would probably run out pretty quick if we didn't refill that. So yeah, we'll just get all this stuff washed up and repaired and put away for the winter there. Okay, well, I finished up with all of that stuff. I didn't get everything washed and repaired just because that was taking a long time. So I think I am going to look into getting that service truck thing. When I'm done here, I'll go take a look at it because I am strongly considering getting that thing because, yeah, we are a pretty sizable operation at this point. So I think, yeah, like any farming operation of this size would probably have some kind of service truck. To be able to kind of fix things on the go. And yeah, it does take quite a bit of time having to ferry everything one by one down to the yard there to repair it and wash it down and everything. So yeah, I think getting a service truck that could kind of do some repairs and pressure washing out in the field would be super handy. So yeah, I left a couple things still that need to be repaired and washed just to kind of be able to try that out once we get that. But mostly just because I was kind of getting impatient because that was already taking a very long time. So yeah, I just wanted to go through and kind of show you guys everything. So this shed is pretty much the same as it has been. I just put the yarder down in here because, yeah, I think I am going to keep that. I can't remember if I mentioned it in an episode or not, or if that was just in a comment that I replied to, but yeah, I am pretty sure I'm going to keep this thing around. Just for some variety. I think the Vultra is much faster hauling those logs down the way I've been doing it, but the yarder is kind of fun too, and it is kind of nice to just do something different every once in a while, so I think I am going to keep that around, and yeah, every once in a while we'll pull the yarder out and do it that way. But yeah, for kind of speed and efficiency, we'll keep the Vultra around and probably do it that way most of the time, but yeah, just for something different, just because we don't really need the money to sell that thing, as we're doing pretty good at this point. So yeah, the woodlot down here is doing pretty good as well. We still got lots of trees, as you can see, and our next batch of trees is growing up there. So yeah, we got some wood chips out we need to deal with, and starting to get a few more wood products out. So we'll probably do another sale next month, I'm thinking. And we're going to be getting pretty close to doing another wood chip sale as well. I think January is typically the peak price, but we might sell those next month, depending, like if we get close enough, we might just take care of them and get it out of the way. And I realized after I was pretty much done that, we still have one trailer down here. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this one. So, I mean, it can just stay there for now, I guess. So yeah, that is the woodlot there. So let's jump over to the main yard. So yeah, I did quite a bit of reorganizing around here. So we do have our main blue Vultra parked right here, fairly close to the house here now. And we got our two diskers parked under the shed right here. We have our corn header for our combine in here. I wasn't quite sure where to put it. I'm probably going to do a little bit more reorganizing. I'm not exactly happy with where everything is at the moment, but it should be pretty good for now. We have pretty much everything under the shelter now. But yeah, we have our two bale trailers, the square baler or square bale trailer and the round bale trailer, both under shelter over here now as well. I'm not too worried about this this trailer right here, just because it kind of stays right there to be able to be filled up with milk. Although I actually should probably do that. I think we need to transfer milk over again. So I'm probably going to do that right away. But yeah, I do still want to figure out something to do with these attachments and stuff too. We have a couple telehandler attachments here. And we still have a couple skid steer attachments sitting over by our grain mill as well. So I want to figure out something to do with those, as well as like those weights that are kind of sitting by the shop as well. I would like to find somewhere to put all that stuff that's a little bit more organized, but like I don't want to put these attachments like way over in that far shed because then they're kind of a pain to get to, and kind of same thing around here. Anywhere I put them, or they're going to kind of be either in the way or too far away that if I ever need them, it's going to be kind of a pain to go get them. So yeah, I'm not sure. Gonna figure out something, but not quite sure what to do with those at the moment. Yeah, all this stuff is basically the same. I didn't really bother like washing and repairing all the stuff that we're like gonna continue to use over the winter. So like this telehandler we're gonna need every month to make TMR, same with the John Deere in there. But like the Vultra, or not the Vultra, the AgroStar, I like washed and cleaned up and took it over to our other shed there. That new shed that I'm just gonna show you in a second here. But yeah, we have a few things under that shed there. And then, yeah, we still have to figure out something to do with these weights and stuff. But yeah, I kind of reorganized this shed a little bit as well. So we have our seeders kind of over here. And I already went and bought another one of those adapter pieces for this planter because, yeah, I remembered, or once I started driving it, I remembered that this one has a little bit of that issue as well, where it's kind of the pin hitch instead of the drawbar hitch. So the turning radius was a little bit limited, definitely not nearly as bad as this other one we got, but it was somewhat limited as well. So I immediately went and got another adapter for this one. So we'll just leave that one on there. This one is good, so I don't think we really need it, but that one does have the drawbar hitch already. So yeah, our other cedar and our planter now have those adapter plates on them as well. Or I guess not a plate, but adapter hitch, whatever you want to call it. And then we have our trailers over here. So we have kind of two grain trailers. Well, this one's kind of just a random bulk material trailer, and then our grain trailer, and then our flatbed trailer over here, as well as the two big grain headers for the combines. Didn't really have room to put them in that other new shed over there. So we do have the combines in there, but I figured these headers can just kind of stay out in here. They're still undercover, but not fully enclosed. But I still would like to do that at some point. But as you can see, it's kind of going to be a little bit difficult because yeah, this stuff is pretty big. Some of the stuff, like, you can't, like, it's almost impossible to back up these dolly wheel header trailers. They're just so, I mean, the dolly wheels are kind of a pain to reverse anyway, but these ones just, I don't know, they really want to just snap into every direction. It's really hard to back those ones up. So those ones definitely have to be somewhere where you can just kind of either pull through with this, like in the trailer mode, or else just like drive right up with the combine and drop them there somewhere. So yeah, I don't know, might figure out something there. Those are the biggest pains though. Like, everything else can kind of be backed into place if you need to. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to take a closer look at all the shops there and kind of see if there's anything that's going to work for us. Because yeah, we could replace this shed. Kind of thinking about reorganizing some stuff as well. Like, I could even move these grain bins and just make a big shed area over here. But yeah, I'm not really sure. We do still have like some extra room on this side as well. We could make a bigger shop than we have in this little pole barn here. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of stuff to consider there. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, let's jump over to our new shed and see what we got going on here. So I got the two olive trailers parked in here. Kind of left them somewhat easy to get to. We'll probably pull those out of here eventually once our oil mill works through the rest of those olives. So yeah, we can eventually take those down there. So I wanted to leave those easy to access. So we do have our hoe parked back here. It's kind of jammed in, but this sprayer is fairly easy to move. But we're not really going to need any of this stuff until next spring anyway. So yeah, we have our sprayer in here and our two combines. Figured this is kind of our most expensive equipment, these three pieces right here by far. So it's nice to have those kind of in a fully enclosed building now. And I guess this olive harvester is pretty expensive too. So yeah, we've got that parked inside. And then we also have our poplar harvesting rig, this like cutter spout thing. Can't remember what you call it, but yeah, the poplar harvester is in there, as well as our fertilizing tractor is all put away. And then this plow too, I brought it down here. I also didn't bother to wash this one yet, just because I'm probably going to sell this one and buy a bigger plow for next spring as well, because I do have a couple more fields that I want to join in together. And yeah, I think it's time that we just get a bigger one, because this tiny one is getting a little bit limiting here. So yeah, I think this one is basically good to go for the winter. So I think we're just going to close her right up here. If I can get the door there. Maybe not. How do I close this thing? Oh, there we go. I just have to be kind of standing in the middle. So yeah, we'll close this up. Yeah, I don't think we're really going to need anything in here other than to go grab those olives eventually when our oil mill runs out. So we do still have like a fair bit of room in here as well, if I kind of organize things a little bit differently or a little bit better. But I kind of wanted to leave a lane to be able to drive through, to be able to pull through easily there. But yeah, we still have a lot of room in there either way. So I guess this one, yeah, okay. Kind of weird that you stand in the middle instead of having to go right up to the door, but whatever, that's fine. And yeah, this is our new nice shop here, our winter storage building. So yeah, everything should be good to go for the winter there. So I think we're just going to leave that one. And yeah, let's hop back down to our blue Voltra, wherever that is. I think I got to go through and put a bunch of these vehicles in parking mode for the winter too, because it's starting to get to be a lot of vehicles to flip through. So I am just going to do a couple more things here. So I'm going to run and hook on to this milk trailer. Which sides are hitch on? That side. So I'm going to transfer some more buffalo milk over to our dairies there. So we'll just hook on there and then fill that up. 2,700. What's half of 2,700? 13, 14, like 1350-ish. 1375. Okay, so we will try to split this milk up. That's pretty close. And so we'll just put the rest in here, into this one, and that should be good to go for a little while. Drain that down, and then we will just go park this again, and then... Oh, okay. But we will just drop this trailer off here, and then what was I saying there? What was I going to do? Oh, we need to put a little bit more goat milk into our other dairy as well, so... we'll just park this Valtra. And then we will jump into the skid steer, wherever that is. There we go. And we'll just bring that out here and get a couple more of these containers of goat milk into the dairy. I don't know how much we need. I don't think I'm going to transfer all of it over there just because we don't go through nearly all of it. Or we definitely like produce quite a bit more than the dairy can process, so we'll put a couple thousand liters in there, I guess. We'll put these ones in, and we'll maybe just save the rest for now, because it is worth quite a bit to just sell it directly as well. So we will just drop this off here quickly. And then I just wanted to double check what the level's at. So 3,200 liters of goat milk in there. So yeah, that should be good for a little while. So I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just going to run over to the shop now. And I think I'm going to repair and refuel this one as well. Okay, we'll repair our forks for $1 and then 190 bucks to repair that skid steer. Not too bad. And we'll just get her washed up here. It's starting to get a little bit dirty. All right, she's nice and clean. We'll just bring her over here and grab some more fuel. Alright. Now we'll go park this guy. So we'll just get this guy parked here again. Shut that one down, and let's just double check on the rest of our stuff here. So the goats ate down all their meadow, but they still have a fair bit of food. But we can probably give them some more food next month. And how's our oil mill doing? So we still have quite a few olives in there. We started with a full at 60,000 and we've gone through about 6,000 liters, so not too bad. But we are definitely going to be making oil for a while because yeah, we still have quite a bit of canola and quite a bit of sunflowers in there as well, and we can only do one at a time in the oil mill because it is a divided production. So yeah, we have all of these olives, plus we still have another like 30,000 liters of olives in those two trailers in our other shed there. So yeah, that oil mill is going to be working hard for a while here. But how is the grain mill doing? So it is it's starting to get a little bit low. This one isn't a divided production, so we have all three, like barley and oat and sorghum, are all producing flour for us right now. So those are actually getting fairly low. I think those are probably going to run out like in a month or two. But if we jump over to our bakery, yeah, we'll jump over here and check this out. So we have 33,000 liters of flour in here as well. So that is quite a bit. I just want to do some quick math here. So if we're doing 120 cycles per month, and that's going to use 90 flour per cycle, so that is going to be 10,800 liters per month. So we have enough flour built up to last us 3 months. By the time we get through the rest of that grain, that's going to be more. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're going to have quite enough to last us until like the next like grain harvesting season, but it's probably going to be pretty close. So yeah, it's going to be close, but I don't know if we're going to quite have enough flour. But I mean, that's pretty good if we're almost keeping the bakery in full production year round. That's going to be pretty solid. Although we do almost need to go sell a bunch more bread as well, because that is starting to get stocked up. As well as our lettuce over there is starting to get full as well. So we will need to do that pretty soon, but I wanted to check on these buffalo. So they still have 28,000 liters of food, but we'll get this thing started up and just dump again because it's not automatically dumping anymore. So yeah, we'll just get that topped up. And that should be good. We still got a fair bit of TMR in the mixer. So we're probably actually good. How much was in there actually? Okay, so there's still 22,000 liters in the mixer, and then the barn is full, so we have enough to get through till tomorrow. And then yeah, tomorrow morning we'll mix up some more TMR for those guys, I think, and let's just see how these cows are doing. Okay, so they are, well, they still have food and they still have lots of meadow as well, so they're not doing too bad. How old are these guys actually? I can't remember. Okay, so they're at 13 months. I can't remember how old they were when we sold them last time. Was it 2 years or did we wait till like 30 months or something? Can't remember. I'm gonna have to go look back at that. But we still have a ways to go either way before these guys get sold. But they are like fully grown now, it would seem. They are adults, but not quite at peak value. So we'll keep an eye on them, but they're doing pretty good for food and everything. So yeah, I think that is basically everything, right? Yeah, I think I checked on everything there. Everything is looking pretty good. We have a little bit of honey coming out as well. Oh yeah, somebody was kind of asking me about honey. They weren't sure where the hives were or anything, and we kind of have hives all over the place. So we have hives down over here alongside of our canola field on this side, as well as down through this creek over here, and we have a few over here. So we're trying to get this canola field fully yield boosted, because the beehives will give a yield boost to canola, sunflowers, and potatoes, I believe, are the three. I might be wrong about that, but I believe that's true. So yeah, then we also have our sunflower fields over here. So these hives are kind of doing double duty, providing a yield boost to both of these fields. But then we also have a few hives over along this creek, all the way around the other side of this sunflower field. And then we also have a little clump over here, as well as this is where our weather station is, if you missed where I put that. So we do have an improved weather forecast thanks to that, but it's kind of out of the way. I originally had it down by our house, but it constantly makes this like beeping noise. You can kind of hear there. That was kind of annoying me when I was by my house, so I ended up moving it out into the middle of nowhere so I don't have to deal with it. But yeah, this is a sunflower field too, so we have more beehives all the way down this creek as well, trying to give a yield bonus to these fields as much as possible. And then we have another one down here. And then we have another whole row down behind our bale shed here, or grass shed. So yeah, we have another, what is that, 7 hives right there. So yeah, quite a few beehives there. So we're trying to get all of our canola and sunflowers maximum yield boosted with those hives. So they, we have enough now that we're getting a decent amount of honey, but they still produce pretty slow. Takes quite a while to make any kind of reasonable amount. It takes quite a while to actually pay off the investment in those hives with honey, just because it goes so slow. But I mean, it is pretty much zero input effort after the initial purchase cost. You don't really have to do anything with them. They just continue to produce honey. So yeah, not super lucrative, but that is a little bit of extra income for us. So yeah, the yard is looking pretty good. Pretty happy with everything. Got most everything all cleaned up and repaired and refueled and everything ready to go for spring. So yeah, for the winter, we're probably going to try to get through winter fairly quickly. There's not a whole lot to do other than just kind of taking care of our animals and doing a few product sales. We do have quite a few products that are going to be peaking in price over the next few months here. So yeah, we're probably going to do quite a few sales, try to get the bank account restocked here, because yeah, there is quite a few things that I still want to buy. But yeah, we'll try and get through winter fairly quick here. But yeah, I think I am going to call this episode here. It might be a little bit of a shorter one. But let's give the dog some food here as well. So yeah, this episode might be a little bit shorter of an episode, but I think I am going to end this one here because I want to try and record another one or maybe even 2 today. Just because this week is going to be fairly busy, but I actually have quite a bit of time or free time today. So I was thinking about trying to get ahead of the game a little bit, get a few episodes recorded, and then I can kind of edit as I go throughout the week. I like to do the game sessions in one session if I can. So it's a little bit tough because you need to kind of block off a few hours at a time. But it is, I find it a lot easier if I can kind of do the gaming in one go, but the editing is a little bit easier to kind of break up into multiple parts. So I figured, well, I have a lot of time today, rather than trying to record an episode and then edit it right after, I might just try to record a few episodes in a row. And then I can kind of work on the editing when I have little bits of free time throughout the week, and I can hopefully get a few more episodes out this week here, even if they are a little bit shorter. So yeah, if this one is a little bit shorter, that's why. I'm never quite sure how it's going to work out once I get into the editing with like the time lapses and all that. So It might not end up being any shorter because I have rambled on a little bit here at the end. So yeah, anyway, I guess you will stop rambling now and just end this one so I can get on to the next one. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and thank you a lot for watching, and I will see you again soon in the next one.